Son. Arms go with the legs. Pow, 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 pow. Not when you just plant, but with every motion. Throw a punch. One swing, one block. Keep your face covered. One swing, one block. Throw 'em. Bam, bam. Let me see you bend a little bit more when you're doing those Willie Pelps. Good, good.
Today I'm with Summer Polk, a very talented amateur boxer from Houston, Texas. Thanks for doing this, Summer. How are you?
I'm very great. I'm ready to answer any questions you got for me.
Great. Can you first give us a brief introduction to you as a boxer?
Yes, sir. Well, my name is Summer Polk. I'm from Houston, Texas. I just started boxing 2 years ago. I have 6 amateur fights. I'm ranked number 2 in America at 119-pound division. And I'll now be moving up to 125 this year as an amateur. And really about me as a boxer, I'm a switch hitter, but I'm mainly southpaw. I got speed, power, heart, grit, whatever you want to call it. And I love boxing, and I love the sport, all the politics, everything about it. I love boxing, period.
Let's go, Canelo. Combination.
And you're training at a very good gym, aren't you? Four Corners Boxing Gym, a new gym in Houston, Texas. What do you like about that gym?
Well, this gym is a great foundation to my career, I believe. We just opened this gym January 16th last month. And what's great about this gym is that I have a team now. At first, I'd never been a part of a boxing team. It was always me and my dad. And the gym is completely brand new. You know what I'm saying? All equipment is new. And I train with the Grandy twins. You know, everybody, part of amateur boxing, they should know about the Grandy twins. And they brought me in as a asset to the team. And I'm just grateful because those guys push me every day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we spar together, and I take a lot of things from their game, and I add it into myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's so great about being a part of this gym. It's like a family. You know what I'm saying? And all the guys there are great boxers, and they just push me to be better.
Right. And how the Grandy twins, Stephen and Daniel, doing? I know one of them did really well in the nationals, didn't they?
Yeah, one of them, only one of them had competed in the nationals, and he also finished top 2. Also, yeah, man, they work so hard, like, and they inspired me because they're only 13. You know what I'm saying? So they really inspired me, and just from a month of me being around them, I've gotten better, I've gotten tougher, and their dad has added things to my game, you know what I'm saying, that I can take into the world and into my fights, and I could continue to do. So they're always doing great. They're always going to keep pushing because they have their brothers and they have their dad, so they're never going to stop.
And I noticed there's other boxers there as well, of course, and you was supporting one of your colleagues yesterday. So a strong team you're building there at Fort
Most
Polk.
definitely. Most definitely, we have a strong team. We're going to take over the whole region. That's what we plan to do.
And what do you make? I've interviewed Coach Grandy, and I really like his philosophy on boxing. How have you taken to him, and what do you like about him as a coach?
What I like about him, well, first off, he's from the north. He's from the north part of America. So the people up north, they're really straightforward people, and they're tough, hard, rugged people. And, you know, down here in the south, we're more calm, chill, sweeter type of people. And he brings a different type of energy, more of a like, look, I'm gonna tell you like this is trash, this is like this, you need to do this because this is not going to work. You're gonna get in the ring, gonna get your ass beat for blah blah blah. Like, he is very straightforward, you know what I'm saying? And he gives me the experience because me and my dad, we started at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So just as much as experience as I have, that's how much my dad has. And Coach Grandy, he's been in boxing for over a decade, you know what I'm saying? So he gives me that experience, that type of knowledge that I need to take into my fights. So and he also brings the calmness to me because like he says I need to slow down. He says I need to take my time. He's all about thinking and slowing it down in the brain. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't necessarily like get me so riled up like, oh, kill, kill, kill. He's more of a look, sit back and watch, take your time. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
He
you're
brings that.
sparring, and you're very aggressive, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very aggressive. So he wants me to, because he knows I'm hungry for the knockdown. He knows I'm hungry for the knockout, but he wants me to be like, look, that's gonna come, but you have to set that up. You have to slow down. You have to watch, pick your shots. You know what I'm saying? That's what he gives to me.
They move.
And what made you go through that gym door in the first place, Summer? I know you said you played fight night games on different interviews and, you know, being rough with your brother and things like that. But what was that moment when you decided, right, let's try boxing out?
Start boxing. Okay. Me and my dad, we was just chilling in the bed. Me, my mom, my dad. We just talking about random stuff, you know, family talks. And somehow we got on the topic of boxing. And me and my dad, we didn't know that we both like boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because he's not my actual father, he's my stepfather. But I call him my dad. We had an interest in fighting together. So he was like, hey, you want to learn how to box? I know a little something. And I'm like, hey, I ain't tripping. We can learn. Like, I ain't never backing down from a challenge, you know what I'm saying? Because I ran cross country, I run track, I played basketball like all my life. So I'm always down to learn a new sport. So the first time that he trained me that day, we didn't have any gloves, we didn't have any pads. We were just in my living room. We pushed the couches back and he's just saying, okay, 1, 2. So, you know, we just doing it with our hands, like shadow boxing. And then he's like, all right, go fast. And so when he saw that in me, he saw that I'm athletic, that I can listen, that I can adapt to a new style of anything. He was like, okay, we're gonna train again tomorrow. We're gonna see what this is about. So we trained the next day. He was like, do you want to do boxing? You sure you want to learn how to do this? Because once we start, we're never going to stop. There's no quitting. There's no going back. And at the time, I didn't know. Like, I'm like, yeah, boxing. Like, okay, like, you know, ain't nothing but some fighting. Like, I ain't scared. Until we started training extremely hard, like every single day, multiple sessions a day. You know what I'm saying? Which I adapted to that. That's nothing now, but I didn't understand what he really meant. And he's now taking me to a completely different level and just showing me just different things, all these different techniques. And but I learned and I catch on really quickly, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, he just took me to a whole nother level. He changed my life with it.
Yeah. And how special is it to share that journey with him? Because I have my son, he's 28 now, he's coming towards the end of the boxing journey, but we've had, 10, 15 years of it. How special is it to share those memories?
It's very special because I feel like it's a beauty thing because we have these ups and downs and then we have these highs and lows. And it's like the lows are the points where training is extremely hard. It's the point where are you going to break? Are you going to quit on me? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a mental thing that me and him go through. And to see how all of our hard work pays off and the memories that we share when we're so low about, oh, we're not getting this right, or this sparring session went horrible, or you're not making this move correctly, or why don't you remember to do this when you step in the ring? All of that turns into when we win at these big tournaments and all the hard work pays off. And then when I get out the ring and he just hugs me and throws me up in the air and we just feel so great. you know what I'm saying? Or we get all this recognition, like getting interviews from people like you, or getting all this love from all around the world. All that hard work pays off. So to share these things with him, and knowing that if we keep continuing to do this and we never give up and we give 100%, you know what I'm saying? All of this hard work is going to go to me and him, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it, because I never had a father that cared about me this much, and kept safety and just kept all these things, all these good things coming to me. He's the only person that's brought that to me in my life. So I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying? It's a great thing to show him.
And he's boxing is not just about getting in the ring and fighting, is it? It's about the memories you share in the gym, you know, the laughs you have with the other boxers, coaches. And it's nice that you're sharing that with your dad.
Yeah, most definitely. I wouldn't do it with nobody else. It don't feel the same. Like I could have an extra trainer, extra person in my corner, but it's nobody like him that's going to push me the way he does, because I live with him. So I mean, he gonna wake me up. Hey, let's go. Let's get this done. Like, you know, you can go have your fun, but right now we need to get this done. There's no trainer. You're not gonna have a trainer like your father. Listen, it's not gonna happen.
I'm just going to pick your brains now about your boxing career. I can't believe you've only had 6. And I'm not just saying that. You're a very talented boxer.
Thank you.
Can you give me your memory from your first bout, which I know wasn't a good one? You know, you lost that decision. And your favorite bout?
Okay, I got you. I get this question a lot, actually. Okay, so let's start off with my first bout. My first bout was against this girl named Michaela, and we were sparring partners before, and she already had 2 fights before I had my first bout. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was very nervous for my first fight, because my first fight, I was 6 months into boxing. I had 6 months of training, but my dad felt like I was ready. You know what I'm saying? He was very confident in me that I was ready. So when I actually got up to that day, I was very nervous, and I'm gonna just keep it real, because there's people out here that like to lie and say, "Oh, I was so ready." Nah, I was definitely nervous for that fight, even though I knew I put in all the work for the fight. You know what I'm saying? We did everything we needed to do. I guess it's just that I didn't understand the pace of amateur boxing. You know what I'm saying? Because we train to be slick. We train to move, pivot, you know, turn, angles, all of that. But I have to understand that there's a way that you have to implement that into the amateur bouts, because it's all about points. You know what I'm saying? So actually into the rounds of the fight, round 1, I came in, you know what I'm saying? I was looking to actually hurt my opponent, which, like you said, I'm an aggressive fighter. You know, I was punching with her. We were exchanging, but they were very even. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, you got to separate yourself. What are you doing that your opponent's not doing? And the judges can't differentiate, can't see what was different about us. So each round, you know what I'm saying, the exchanges were the same, but she was coming forward, and instead of me going back forward with her, I was turning, moving, weaving. You know what I'm saying? Amateur boxing, it's not really about that. It's about the points. Who's the aggressor? You know what I'm saying? And in that fight, she was the aggressor. Even though the exchanges were about the same, it's about the look of the fight. You know what I'm saying? So she deserved that decision. I'm not saying that I won. She deserved it just because of the way that it was looking. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, my next fight, we fixed that, and I won my next fight after that. It's about coming forward. That's what we learned my first fight. Come forward. Don't do so much as pivoting, blocking, all that. We even know. Come forward and you punch. And you score and you get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Hit and don't get hit. But my favorite bout probably has to be either, I think it was my 4th fight, and then it was my championship fight in the Nationals. And I say this could have been my favorite fight because I felt like I won that fight. I feel like I boxed my opponent perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't win that fight, so that can't be my favorite. So we're gonna go to my 4th one. My favorite about that fight was that I loved how I was able to what's the word I'm looking for? Ring generalship, but I was also able to floss and do my pretty stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out with the jab. I was able to do a little bit of showboating, which you cannot do in amateurs. I had to learn that you cannot, wind your punches up and just do your little dance and whatever. You can't do that. But my favorite thing about that fight was I had fun in that fight. I completely annihilated my opponent, and that was my first open fighter. I had 3 fights at the time. She had I think 30 something fights, and I won by majority decision. And it was just fun because I had all of my family there. It was in Houston. You know what I'm saying? That was their first time just really seeing me shine like I usually do. So, yeah.
How can you explain that feeling, Summer, when you've won a bout like that? Can you explain it to someone who's never been in the ring?
Yes, I can. So if you've never been in a ring before and you've been training for that moment, it feels like how could I have been complaining about all those push-ups, all those pull-ups, all those miles, all of those rounds of sparring, all of those times that I felt like I couldn't do nothing. All of that just becomes a blur. It's like all of that was worth it. Just for this little moment right here, I could do this all over again. I could go through training camp all over again just to have this moment again right here. Because that moment is so great. When you actually get the win on your record, it feels amazing. So after I had that win, I was like, man, I'm not going to complain about training camp no more. Because if this is what it's going to bring, I'm ready to fight again. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I think that moment taught me that I should never really just complain too much about the extraneous training that I do, because if these are the results, then let's do it again.
Now in England, and all the UK, female amateur boxing's gone through the roof. There's so many young girls doing it. What's it like in Houston? Is it popular?
Yes, most definitely. Houston is actually one of the capital cities of boxing. If you see a fighter that's from Houston at the Nationals, they know she's probably good, because Houston is a great city. Philadelphia, I don't know if you know each city in America, but Philadelphia is a huge city. Like I said, Houston, and a lot of the fighters from California, those are great fighters. A lot of our top ranked fighters come from California. You know what I'm saying? So it's each points in America where, if this girl is from here, she's probably really good.
What benefits do you think boxing does for you personally? Other than game fit, we know it's the best fitness out there, but what does it do for you personally?
It boosts my confidence, because before I was boxing, I was a basketball player. I was on the varsity team of basketball, and I didn't get that much playing time, you know what I'm saying? Because my physical attributes, I'm actually short in real life. I'm 5'3", 5'4", you know what I'm saying? So basketball, well, I couldn't take it that much further because I'm a shorter female, but I had my confidence, I got really low at one point, you know what I'm saying? And after we started boxing, slowly but surely, my confidence was just rising and rising and rising. And I felt like I wasn't pretty enough, or I felt like I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that. But now that I've started boxing, I just feel so much more beautiful. I feel more confident in myself. And not only that, I've always dreamt of being having fans and being able to have these type of interviews. And this has always been my dream I'm not famous yet, but I want to be famous, and I want to be able to influence people, because I have a story that I would love to tell the world one day when I'm ready to, and help other little girls or little boys, you know what I'm saying, that's going through a similar situation that I had, so that I can help people and just be a motivational speaker for the world and be able to be a role model to my peers. So I feel like boxing is putting me in a position to where I'll be able to achieve those dreams.
Now, I know one of the boxers that you look at as a role model is Clarissa Shields, who had a good win in the UK last night.
Yeah.
She boxed well. Which other boxers catch your eye? Which do you like?
You talking about female or all boxers?
Any.
Catch my eye the most. I want to say I want to say Gervonta Tank Davis, but there's so many good boxers out there, like Jaron Ennis, of course, Clarissa Shields. She is the most eye-capturing to me just because she is a two-time gold medalist. My very first favorite boxer that just really like made my eyes go crazy was Lomachenko. Lomachenko, yeah, let me say him. He's the most eye-capturing boxer because he inspired my footwork. You know what I'm saying? All of my feet work really just comes from him because his footwork is so amazing. He just make all his opponents look stupid. Like he runs circles around all his opponents. And I feel like footwork is like the one of the biggest and underrated components of boxing because you can't land a shot if you're not in a position to land that big shot. And that's why Lomachenko is probably the most feared boxer, in my opinion, behind closed doors, because anybody who fights Lomachenko, they know it's going to be a chess match. That's why he's not going to be able to get the big championship fights because nobody's probably going to fight him. They know he's coming back for all his belts that he rightfully deserves to have another shot at. So Lomachenko is the most eye-catching there is. And I believe he's a two-time gold medalist also. So
yeah.
He's the most decorated boxer. And I feel like we've forgotten about him in the boxing world just because off of that one loss, which was a split decision. Lomachenko is still one of the best, in my opinion. And with these boxing politics, we can't let Lomachenko just fall into the dust just because of one loss. That's not right.
Yeah, I think they'll avoid him because he can make any boxer look stupid, can't he?
Most definitely.
Without a world title, they won't fight him.
They're not gonna fight him. He's gonna have to force his way through.
Yeah. And when I do these interviews around the world, most boxers mention Clarissa Shields. I like Katie Taylor a lot, Clarissa as well. But what is it?
I love Katie Taylor.
What is it about Clarissa Shields that you look at as a role model?
Well, Clarissa Shields, like I said, two-time gold medalist. Only American to do that. Her work rates is amazing. She throws like 7 punch combinations. She completely annihilates all of her opponents. You know what I'm saying? She's the only two-time undisputed champion in different weight classes. And I feel like she's a role model to me because I want to follow in her footsteps. She went to the Olympics when she was 17. You know what I'm saying? And she's the most famous and the most looked up to woman boxer. But we also, like I said, can't forget about Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Savannah Marshall, Jessica McCaskill, all those amazing pound for pound women. You know what I'm saying? But she's definitely the face of women boxing, and we can't take that away from her.
Just a quick one. Who have you got for those two fights? Savannah Marshall against Clarissa and Katie Taylor against Serrano.
Oh, okay. Let's start with Katie Taylor versus Serrano. I want to say Katie Taylor because I feel like Amanda Serrano, she's not going to move like Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor is probably going to outbox her. Katie Taylor is too fast for Amanda Serrano. And she has a lot of energy. Katie Taylor has a lot of energy. She's like an energizer bunny. Like she going to bounce in and out all day. She's going to use her jab. She's going to work around. And her 1-2 is perfect. It probably lands all the time. You know what I'm saying? And Amanda Serrano, she's great. Don't get me wrong. She has a lot of experience. She has over 40 fights. You know what I'm saying? She's a vet. But I feel like Katie Taylor is going to be probably too much for her to handle. Not saying she's going to get knocked out or anything, but just how Katie Taylor moves and her energy, Amanda Serrano is going to have to be able to cut the ring off because she's just going to move all night and she's going to box on the outside all night. Amanda Serrano has great power. She's strong. She can take the punches. Don't get me wrong, but Katie Taylor, she could win off points. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see that happening. And with Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields, I personally feel like I feel like Clarissa Shields is just too fast for Savannah Marshall, in my opinion. I feel like she's too fast. You know what I'm saying? And the way she throws her combinations, it's like 6 to 7 every time. Like, and Savannah Marshall, she's a slick boxer. She's slick, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think her being slick is going to stop Clarissa Shields from coming forward all night. And Clarissa Shields, we know she is a dog. She's not stopping for nobody. So if Savannah Marshall wants to win, she's gonna have to get quicker, because I feel like Savannah Marshall, she's too slow for Clarissa Shields. She's too slow. But one thing Savannah Marshall does have, she has the ability to knock her opponent down or out. You know what I'm saying? Clarissa Shields, she doesn't get the knockout all the time, which that doesn't determine if you win or not. But I feel like Clarissa Shields is just going to walk through Savannah Marshall. I don't know if walk through, but if Savannah Marshall can take all of that, all of those combinations coming from everywhere, and all the bad blood, if she can handle that, she might be able to stick in there. But I don't see it going any other way than Clarissa Shields just completely annihilating her.
You should be a professional analyst now. The Zone should sign you up. That was fantastic. Yeah. And I agreed with that. I think Savannah Marshall's only chance is to use her power. And I think she's trying to goad Clarissa Shields already. I mean, they were arguing last night.
I understand toe-to-toe with her. It's just not going to work. She's going to have to really study Clarissa Shields, and she's going to have to prepare herself for war, because Clarissa Shields is not stopping. She's not stopping.
No. What would you like to achieve in the sport?
Man,
amateur and pro.
Amateur, okay. For amateurs, I want to get the experience in, for one thing. I do want to go to the Olympics. I want to make the Team USA, but just now, they cut out the 119-pound division for the projected Olympic weight. So now, like I said, I have to go up to 125, which is going to be a different type of challenge for me. But I spar people overweight all the time. I fought in the 125-pound division before. So it's not going to be anything for me, because my power does carry over to the next weight. So it's nothing. But the girls are bigger than me, but it's okay, because I'm a tough girl, you know what I'm saying? But I want to go to the Olympics. I want to make Team USA this year. And I know that I can do these things because I work too hard to not be able to win these big fights. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to achieve in the amateurs. When I become pro, I want to be, after I retire, I want them to know that I'm the greatest woman of all time. And not even just a woman, I'll be one of the greatest of all time because of everything that I bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to entertain the crowd. I want to be able to put my opponents down with speed and with charisma, and just bring generalship, just everything I want to bring it to the table. Like, my dad has these very high expectations for me. And every time I reach it, he's going to reset the bar every single time. And I'm never going to quit. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole philosophy for me, is to never quit, because at the end of the other side, there's something great over there. So you never want to stop seeing what's over there. You know what I'm saying? And I can do it. I know I can do it. I have the physical attribute to do anything I put my mind to, and my family is not going to let me quit.
Yeah. And talking about your family there and your friends, how important is their support during this? I know you're putting the work in, but how important their support in your boxing career?
They are a huge part of why I do this, because when I see them cheering for me, and when I see them buying things for me, like, oh, I got you these new boxing shoes, or I got you this, that, it shows me that they really care and they really want to see me shine. So for that, I have to give them back what they're looking for. I have to give them back that hard work ethic. I have to give them back the wins. I have to show them that, look, y'all supporting me, that's really helping me. Because when I feel low, when I feel unmotivated, and then I just get a random Instagram DM, hey, I know you don't know me, but I just love you so much. My daughter is so inspired by you, blah, blah. Like, that right there, it makes my heart like warm, because I know what it feels like to be inspired. So when I inspire other people, that just makes me like feel good about myself, and that makes me want to keep pushing a little bit more.
Now, away from boxing, I think it's important to have other things in your life because it can take over your life completely, especially if you're aiming for those top levels. What do you like to do, Summer? You over hobbies?
I'm not gonna lie. When I have an off day, I just want to lay around the house. I just want to lay down and do nothing. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do nothing. Just let my body rest because my dad, he is a hard worker, and he's going to work me harder than anybody else in the gym every single time. So when he tells me, all right, I'm gonna let you rest today, but tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, I make sure I take that day and I rest. You know what I'm saying? I have friends, but I really don't really like invite people over really. And it's not because like I'm like a antisocial person. My family is enough for me. And I see y'all friends at school. I see y'all at school. I see y'all every day. You know what I'm saying? But my family is enough for me. My family is just like my friends. We get along. It's nothing like having family around you. They're like my friends. They're my best friends. And that's all I need.
That's fantastic. And have you got any bouts coming up? Any fights coming up? Tournaments?
Yes. I have the regional Golden Gloves. I don't know if y'all have that in the UK, but it's like in our LBC, which is like our region of boxing in Houston. We're having a tournament to where if I win this tournament, I get to go to state, and then I get to go to the national level of Golden Gloves. So I have to win this tournament in order to go to the next level, which is in March. I think it's on March 26th. The registration is not open yet, but we're preparing right now.
And the last question, Summer, why do you love this sport? Such a hard sport. What is it that has got you addicted?
I ask myself that every day. I'm like, why did I choose to do this? Like, who told me? This sport is so exciting. Like who doesn't love to see fighting? Everybody loves fighting. I don't care who you are. You don't have to be a boxing analyst to love to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Your everyday Joe Smo say, hey, you want to watch this boxing match? Come look. If they're intrigued, they're intrigued. You know what I'm saying? I love boxing because I'm a competitor. I love competing. Like I said, I've always done all types of sports, cross country, track, basketball. I've always been a part of some type of team. But when he was like, hey, you want to try boxing? I'm like, well, there is no team. There is nobody else. So I saw this as a challenge. And to be honest, when I got in the ring and I first sparred, I'm like, man, getting punched in the fight, man, that's really it's not that bad unless you just getting demolished. But I ain't never been demolished. But like, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? And it tests your character. And I love to be tough. I love it. So that's why I do it.
Well, I think you're going to do very, very well, Summer. And your personality, I know boxers who are world ranked, who they're great boxers, but don't have the personality, so they're not well known. Or I know boxers who can't box well, but have big personalities. Now you have both. You've got great personality, and you can definitely box. And now I know Coach Grandy is big on this. Next bit is the hard work and dedication, and your dad sounds the same. So you've got the tools there. Now it's in your hands, isn't it?
Yes, it's all up to me. My dad always said that ain't nobody gonna stop you but yourself. So I always have to make sure I stay on my own self. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it. Ain't nothing else that I could leave on the table.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for that, Summer, and all the best with your boxing career.
Thank you so much.
Yo, if you don't know, it's official. We open Four Corners Boxing Gym. As you can see, a lot of people been coming to sign up, but we got room for a lot more, man. We got kids from all over the city. Especially, we specializing on inner city youth and, giving kids opportunities, whether it be mentally or physically, man. We got 2 number 2s in the country right now, and it only get greater. But this not only for kids, this could be for some of the women, some of the fathers, just anybody that want to better themselves and come in here, whether it's learn box or just get your physical fit on, whatever it is, man, come to Four Corners Boxing Gym, man. As you can see, it only get greater, man. Shout out to everybody who took part in this.